Starting and running a business is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're an established business owner or thinking about starting a side hustle to earn extra income, I am here to teach you how to show up as your unfiltered self, level up your business, and thrive as a mompreneur. Let's embrace the chaos and start enjoying the journey together. I'm Amy Traw, and you're listening to the Motivated Mompreneur Podcast. Welcome back into the Motivated Mompreneur Podcast. Today I am joined by Salena Griffith, and we are talking all about confidence, because confidence truly is at the core of what we bring to the table, what we have to offer, everything we're doing. Because if you don't believe in you, how can you confidently sell to others in this world? So without further ado, Salena, welcome into the podcast.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to dive in, but before we do, can you share with listeners a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Yes, absolutely. I have been in the real estate industry for over 18 years, and it was 2019, and I was doing a lot of philanthropy, and my girlfriend said, "Why don't you try out for Mrs. America?" And I was like, "Well, I am way too old and married for that." And they said, "No, it's for married women. It's a Mrs." And I said, "Well, what the heck?" So I tried it and I won Mrs. Oregon 2020. Well, that was during COVID. So I competed again recently and I am again Mrs. Oregon 2023 for a different pageant system. And with all of that came this need. I felt this need to coach women in being more confident. Everybody says, "Gosh, Salena, you are the most confident person we have ever met." And I was like, well, I've never really thought of myself that way. I know that I'm confident, but I didn't realize how important it was for me to help other women become confident as well. So I became a confidence coach. I am a speaker. I speak on helping women and men as well, but mostly women become more confident in themselves, either in the corporate world to sell more or stay at home moms who just want to feel like themselves again. Um, and yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell as far as my business goes.
I love it. I love it. So, how did you get involved in the whole pageant world? Was it just on a whim where your friend was like, "Hey, I think you should do this," or what really pulled you into that?
I honestly had no idea what it was about. I used to watch it with my grandmother on TV all the time. And when they told me that this is for married women, it's for married working women who, excel at their career, who have a family and who love to give back to their community, I thought, well, there is really nothing better for me. My organization, For the Good of Giving, works with over 35 charities and organizations locally. And I just felt like this pageant would really boost and give me a voice for my organization, which helps all of my favorite organizations. So philanthropy is huge. It's really big in the pageant world, and it really has accelerated all of my organizations.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, let's shift gears and talk more about confidence. So, in your opinion, is confidence something you're born with or a skill that is developed?
Everybody asks me what I did to become confident, and I do think that it could be both. I do think that some people are born with it. I do think that I am one of those people. And I think that it can be something that you can work on and get better at. And just, I mean, I'm constantly working on myself as well. There's things that I don't like. I don't like public speaking, but I do it. And every time I do it, it, to get over something, you have to do it. So I fear public speaking. I do it. I am slowly getting over it. But it's one of those things to help build yourself up. You have to do the things that you're afraid of.
Oh,
And like
so good.
if it doesn't scare you, then it's probably not worth it. Or if it does scare you, it's probably worth it. And that is worth it to me. So I grew up in a family business. My dad owned a chain of health clubs for the first 18 years of my life. So I grew up in a gym. I grew up around macho men, and very strong-willed women. And I think that growing up in that industry really taught me to just be confident in myself.
So, so good. And I love how you said, to get over it, you have to do it. I think that right there is such a powerful statement. And that's what will skyrocket your growth as an entrepreneur, as just a woman in general. Once you realize that this thing that you're scared of can be such a powerful tool. When you make that shift, so many doors open.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't, if you want something, you're never going to get it if you don't try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Exactly, exactly. And if it doesn't scare you, hey, it may not be worth it. And I know
Exactly.
that every time I've done something that's scary, I mean, it's really paid off. And then it's not
Yeah.
so scary the more you do it. I'm in the same boat you are. I don't love public speaking, but I do it because I know
Yes.
it's what I need to do to grow. And the more I do it, it is getting easier. Does my heart still go pitter patter at the beginning of every single presentation? Absolutely. But now I've learned to reframe that into excitement, that
Yeah.
heart pounding, the sweaty feeling, the nervous energy. It's like, no, this is just me getting excited. Do you
Yes.
get the pitter patters too before you go on stage?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I think, the public speaking thing, even though I'm talking about things that I know so well, it's still so nerve-wracking. And going out on stage for either a local or a national pageant is so nerve-wracking. But once I'm out there, I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. This is kind of amazing. And I want to stay out here all day long. And they don't let you, but I wish I could.
And I love that we're bringing this conversation, to life because this is a message that women need to hear. Like you are such a successful woman. And to know that, hey, guess what? I deal with the same thing that you are. That right there is just so affirming to others, knowing that we're not alone in these challenges that we face.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I think back like when I was single, going on a date was so terrifying, but we do it. We did it because it's what we wanted. We want to meet somebody, we want to get married and have babies. And if that's what you want, you're going to do it anyway. So if you want to excel in your career, and if you want to be a public speaker, or if you just want to be more confident, you have to get out there and do it, or it's not going to happen.
That is such a great analogy. So, for our listeners, what kind of tips can you give them for developing that confidence, honing in on that power that's already within them?
Yeah, so I do this whole 10-step process with my clients, and a lot of it is really just digging deep into yourself, getting to know yourself. When I talk to people about interviewing for a pageant, interviewing for a job, interviewing for real estate listings or anything like that, the more you know yourself, the better you can answer any question that comes at you. So I start every public speaking with, ask me any question, like any off the wall, anything. And they ask me the craziest things, but I can answer it because I know myself. And no matter what is thrown at me, as long as I'm true to myself and I'm true in my answer. My very first thing that I tell everybody is just get to know yourself and be true to yourself and be true to the people that you're speaking to, because it's so much easier to just be honest with yourself.
Oh my gosh,
The
yes.
other thing that I love is I tell everybody to get up and make their bed every single day. No matter if they're sitting in it all day working, staying at home, if their kids are going to mess it up immediately, just get up and make your bed and get yourself dressed and ready for the day. Even if you're staying at home, even if you're going grocery shopping, because it will make you feel good. And you wouldn't believe the amount of compliments that I get on a daily. And I live in Oregon, so I don't know if something happened during COVID where everybody just got really lazy, but I get compliments every single day because I am dressed up. I'm typically in a dress and heels. Um, my hair is always done and my makeup's on, but I get a compliment every single day. And I'm thinking, I don't really look that amazing. I think that people have just stopped getting dressed up. But it feels so good to get these compliments and people notice that I'm getting ready for the day.
Sure, sure. And I think so often as moms, we forget to do that. We
Yes.
literally just, are trying to survive the day. But just putting that little bit of effort into it, it does make you feel better. Because, when you get up and you put on your makeup and you put on your clothes, yeah, you feel good. So you're going to present yourself and carry yourself in such a better light, in such a better way.
Yes, it just makes you hold your head taller, your shoulders go back instantly. I don't even have to teach those things because once you're dressed for the day, you just feel good.
Exactly. And what a great example then that you're setting for your children. Like, all right, like, hey, look at mom. She's feeling confident. She's
Yeah.
doing this. She's doing scary things. And that's showing our children that it's possible too.
Yes, and my child notices too, and everybody says to him at school, they say, "Wow, your mom looks so nice," and he is so cute about it. And I'm one of those moms. I don't let him go to school in his sweatpants because I want to teach him this business. You know, I want to teach him this as well to get dressed up every day, even if it's just school, even if it's just work, just to really be prepared for the day and whatever is thrown at him.
I love that. I love it. So what are your thoughts on, showing up daily as the person you aspire to become? Do you think this ties into that as well?
Absolutely. I mean, even if I am not coming to my office or, if I have the flu and I'm stuck at home, I am still showing up every day. I'm showing up on social media. I am still getting myself as ready as possible, even if it's just a little lip gloss and a dress. Back to that other question too. Somebody had said, I can't believe you wear a dress every day. And I said, oh my goodness, but I can't believe you wear jeans every day because those are real hard to get on. So at least I'm comfortable every day. um,
Exactly.
but just looking nice and showing up every day, even if I can't physically show up every day, makes me feel accomplished. You have to win every single day. Um, there's all those, so many days in a year, and if you miss so many days in a year, you're wasting this much of your life. And I really truly believe that if you don't show up every day, you're wasting hours and days of your life.
Right, right, exactly. Because all of those minutes, they truly add up.
They do.
And you think about it, look how fast that life goes. I mean, can you believe it's been 3 years since we had a pandemic? Like we survived a pandemic?
I know.
It's crazy how fast time goes.
Yeah.
And two, I love how you touched upon just the better you know yourself, the
Mhm.
easier it is. And I think that ties into how you're presenting yourself and knowing what works for you. Because if you're a person that putting jeans on, if putting jeans and high heels on, that's what you rock and that's what makes you feel good, go for it. Staying true and authentic to you, I think, is huge.
Yes. And just try it. I mean, maybe it's not you, but I can guarantee that you will get a few compliments if you do this for a week straight. People are going to notice, they're going to give you compliments. You're going to feel good. You're going to start carrying yourself much taller and prouder, and you'll want to continue to do it all the time.
I love it. So, what do you do when self doubt starts to kick in and you're feeling not so confident in yourself? What have you found that helps pull you out of that kind of negative thought loop?
I always say, but did you die? It things happen. I do get told no quite a bit. I continue to ask. I get told no, but I didn't die because I put myself out there and I tried. So I'm not going to give up. I have not won a national pageant title, but here I am doing it again. I'm not going to give up. I could have let that get me down. I could have not tried again. Um, but I'm doing it again because I loved it. It was worth it to me. And I didn't want to quit.
Yeah. So many times I think that we just give up because we do get one no. It's like, all right, I got turned down for an opportunity, so I'm just going to stop. But I mean, even look at someone as successful as J.K. Rowling. How many times
Yes,
did she have to submit the manuscript for Harry Potter before she finally got a yes? So we
right,
need to stop thinking that no means stop and think of it as
right.
next opportunity.
100%. Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you get a no, keep trying and keep asking because it doesn't hurt. Yes, it hurts your ego for like 5 seconds, but you'll get over it. You didn't die.
Exactly. I love that. And it makes you more resilient.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
lights a fire under me. I know anytime being in the public eye, I do get a lot of scrutiny. I get some hate mail and some hate comments, and that just fuels my fire. Because, for one thing, it is a lot of the time it's unfortunately women who are maybe feeling a little self doubt and they say what they think are hurtful things towards me, but what they don't realize is I feel bad for them because clearly they're hurting and they need a boost of confidence themselves. So unfortunately, it turns my mind into let me help you.
Yes.
But really, it fuels me to continue to empower other women to feel more confident, so that we don't have any of that. I just don't want any of that anymore. I don't want it for our children. I don't want it for ourselves. So sometimes the no's and the negative words really fuel me to do even more.
I love that reframe. I mean, right there, that's taking your power back because there is a lot of negativity in the world.
Mhm.
No matter who you are and what you do, there will always be people that are doubting you. There will always be people coming at you. But just knowing that that's not necessarily a reflection of you, learning to be objective and just take that as feedback. Okay, that's their opinion and
Yeah.
that's fine. But I love how you're like, all right, I want to help this person.
It sounds silly, but I really do.
No, but truly, it is a reflection of them. And I think once we take that objective step back and realize, okay, this is just someone else's opinion. What
Right.
truly matters is how you value yourself, how you see yourself.
Yeah. And there's that whole I have to go to work today. No, I get to go to work today. It's just
Yes.
reframing your mindset to how lucky you are to get to do these things that some women don't get to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, truly, in every aspect of life, mindset is key. We have
Mhm.
literally no control over anything in this world except for our mindset.
100%.
And once you gain control of that mindset, that's when all the opportunities open. That's when the doors open. That's when you truly find that a passion and purpose and in knowing yourself and all of the things that you said today, Salena. This was such an incredible conversation, and you gave our listeners so many valuable tips. Where can we learn more about you?
Right now I am mostly on social media. I hope to have a website soon. But on my Instagram is probably the best place at Salena Griffith.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule to share
Yeah,
your value with our community.
absolutely. Thank you
I,
so much for having me.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure. And until next time, stop dreaming and start taking messy action. You've got this. Are you loving what you're hearing? Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.